My name is Hania, and I'm 20 years old. Since my childhood, I dreamed of becoming a model. I loved the camera, the lights, and the fashion world. Every time I saw magazines with beautiful faces on the cover, I imagined myself there. After finishing college, I told my mother about my dream. She smiled softly, but looked worried. "The world outside is not safe for girls," she said, but I was too excited to listen. I wanted to prove that even a girl from a small town could shine. One afternoon, while scrolling through social media, I found a post that said, "New faces wanted. Become a model. No experience needed." The agency office was in the city, not far from my home. The pictures looked fancy, and the comments were full of promises. I called the number. A man's voice answered politely. "Hello, I'm Mr. Rayan, talent manager. We are always looking for fresh faces. Come tomorrow for an interview." The next morning, I put on my best dress and went. The office was inside a tall glass building. At first glance, everything looked perfect. Posters of models, bright lights, people walking fast. Mr. Rayan welcomed me with a charming smile. "You have the look," he said immediately. "You just need confidence and a little training." My heart jumped with happiness. He showed me some photos of other girls who had made it big. Then he said, "If you trust us, we can make your dream come true. But you must be loyal to our agency." He asked me to sign a form. Without thinking too much, I signed it. It was written in difficult English, and I didn't really understand everything. During the next few weeks, I attended photo sessions. Some photographers were professional, but others made me feel uncomfortable. They asked me to pose in ways I didn't like, telling me it was for fashion. When I refused, they laughed and said, "You'll never make it if you act shy." Slowly, I realized the glamour was only on the surface. Behind those lights, there was pressure, fear, and silence. Many girls cried in the dressing room. Some disappeared after a few days. No one asked questions. One evening, after a long shoot, Mr. Rayan told me to stay late for a special opportunity. He said an important brand manager wanted to meet me privately. My heart pounded. Something didn't feel right. In the quiet studio, the air felt heavy. I wanted to run, but I didn't want to lose my chance either. I waited, nervous, staring at the door. When the brand manager entered, his eyes made me shiver. His smile was not professional, it was something else. He talked softly, pretending to compliment my looks, then asked questions that had nothing to do with modeling. That was the first time I truly felt afraid. I excused myself and ran out of the studio. My hands were shaking and tears blurred my eyes. Outside, the city lights looked fake, like everything I had believed in. When I reached home, my mother was waiting. She saw my face and knew something was wrong. I told her everything. She hugged me tightly and said, "You see, my child, dreams are beautiful, but some people use dreams to trap the innocent." That night, I cried myself to sleep. My dream had turned into a nightmare. The next morning, I decided to visit some of the other girls from the agency. They were living together in a small apartment. When I entered, the room was full of silence. One girl named Sarah told me that she had also been called for a special meeting. She went and came back broken, her eyes empty. She said, "They promise fame, but they steal respect." Her words cut deep into my heart. I realized this wasn't just my story. It was the story of many girls who came to the city with pure dreams and left with pain. I wanted to speak up, but everyone told me, don't fight them. They have power, money, and connections. Still, I couldn't stay silent. I started collecting small proofs, text messages, photos, and the contract copies. Every night, I prayed for courage. I didn't know how, but I wanted justice, not only for me, but for every girl who was misled by fake glamour. Days passed, but I couldn't stop thinking about what had happened in that studio. I kept asking myself, why do people turn beautiful dreams into something so ugly? I wanted to quit the modeling world forever, but my heart whispered, you must tell the truth. I met Sarah again. She was scared, her voice trembling. If we speak, they will destroy us, she said. They control everything. But I replied, if we stay silent, they will keep destroying other girls. We decided to gather courage. Slowly, we talked to a few more girls. Some cried when they shared their stories. Each of them had faced the same abuse, the same false promises, and the same fear. We were all victims, but together we could become strong. I contacted a local journalist, a woman named Aisha, who was known for exposing corruption. I told her everything. At first, she didn't believe me, but when I showed her the messages, contracts, and photos, her eyes widened. Hania, this is serious, she said. If what you're saying is true, many girls are in danger. Aisha agreed to investigate. She met the agency pretending to be a new model. She recorded their conversations secretly. Within days, she had enough proof to expose the entire system. But before she could publish the story, the agency found out that someone was leaking information. That night, I received a message. Stay quiet or you'll regret it. My heart froze. Fear crawled over me. For a moment, I thought about running away. But then I remembered Sarah's broken eyes and all the girls who had no one to protect them. So instead of hiding, I went to the police. I showed them everything, the contract, the messages, the girls' statements. At first, they didn't take it seriously, but when the journalist Aisha joined me, they started listening. After 2 weeks of investigation, the truth finally came out. The so-called modeling agency was actually a trap. They were using young girls, promising fame while taking advantage of their innocence. The men behind it were arrested, including Mr. Rayan. When I heard the news, I didn't feel happy. I felt sad. Sad for all the dreams that were destroyed before they could shine. Sarah and I met one last time. We sat quietly on the beach, watching the sunset. Do you think we'll ever forget all this? She asked softly. I looked at her and said, maybe not. But we can make sure no other girl goes through it again. From that day, I started visiting schools and colleges, sharing my story. I told young girls, be careful when someone promises you quick fame or success. Real success never needs to be bought with your dignity. Many listened, some cried, and some thanked me for speaking up. Slowly, my pain turned into power. A few months later, Aisha's article was published under the title, The Dark Side of Dreams, How Modeling Agencies Exploit Innocent Girls. It spread across the country. The story became a symbol of courage. One evening, while I was walking home, a girl stopped me. Are you Hania? She asked. Yes, I smiled. I saw your interview, she said. Because of you, I refused an offer from a fake agency. You saved me. Her words filled my heart with peace. For the first time, I felt that my suffering had meaning. That night, I sat alone in my room and wrote in my diary. Sometimes pain is not a punishment. It's a lesson that makes us stronger. Dreams are not bad, but the world tries to sell them for a price. Always remember, respect is the most expensive jewel a woman owns. Never give it away for anything. Many young women around the world are tricked by fake agencies and people who hide behind smiles. They promise success but destroy lives. If you are a girl with a dream, protect yourself. Don't believe everything you see online. Always take family or friends with you to new places. Never sign any paper you don't understand. And if anyone makes you feel uncomfortable, walk away. Your body, your respect, your future, all belong to you, not to anyone else. Hania's story is not just a story. It's a mirror for society, a reminder that behind every glamorous picture, there might be a hidden pain. But as long as brave girls speak the truth, darkness can never win forever. Subscribe to Pro English Stories for more stories.